Hello, everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. So what can I say? Wizard of Oz, Scarecrow, fun, fun, fun. Sorry, that sounds like a jerk. I don't mean to be a jerk about it. I'm just trying to say, I don't know any facts. I'm just drawing a Scarecrow. I mean, wow, I sound like I'm just not interested, right? What I'm trying to say is usually I try to entertain everybody and say, well, this is what I learned and this is what I found out. I know what I could talk about. I got it. Okay. So, there's a big, crazy scene in this movie where he has a gun. What is that all about? Where did that come from? Hang on, I might have drawn him too big. Let me check the sketch real fast. His knee's right there. His foot's gonna be right about there. So this one will be here. Okay, sorry, I just have to pay attention to what I'm doing because I want to get this right. Okay, I think that will work. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, so he's got a gun, and they never really address it, where it came from or any of that stuff. But it's kind of crazy. That's it. That's all I got for you. Sorry, I know it sounded like I had more. Like, ooh, I know what to talk about. Yeah, so if you're watching this, you're probably, you probably like The Wizard of Oz, you know more about it and that kind of thing. I don't know if there is something behind it, if there's a story. But yeah, that's all I know, is that he's got a gun in one scene, or when they go to fight the witch, right? Kind of, I will say this too. I'm very impressed by the special effects, like how they made his face blend into a sack. It's kind of creepy, but good for the special effects, especially of the time. It's like, how did you blend that so well? Of course, wasn't like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be saying this because it's not, I don't want to spread lies, but wasn't there a rumor that like the silver like made one of the people sick, like on the Tin Man, and so they had to switch out to somebody else, like he was allergic to it or something? I don't know. Again, maybe I'm making that up. Maybe I shouldn't be just saying stuff. But maybe they were experimenting quite a bit, with special effects. So whatever they did for the Scarecrow, man, it looked good. It looked really good. Okay, let me draw a face real fast. And here's going to be the tricky thing too, is his nose is going to be colored, so it's going to be kind of, I'm leaving it blank. So it's going to be a little strange for this initial drawing, because we're so used to seeing it, right? Seeing the whole color of it, right? Not this time. But when I color it, you'll see a difference. Okay, I think I'm good with that. Just a quick sketch, because all the detail is going to come about in the drawing, or the Sharpie portion. Oh, there's a hair in my kneaded eraser. So let me just erase some of these sketch lines real fast, because most of the time when I just put the lines down like that, it's just placement. And so as I get more confident, I press harder, and those are my confidence lines. So when I erase lightly like this, the little sketch lines, the placement lines, they disappear. But the confidence lines stick around because I pressed harder, and I'm not pressing hard enough with this eraser to erase that. So following my confidence, getting rid of my sketchiness. That's how you live your life, and will be super successful. Okay, awesome. I think I'm ready to go. So I say we welcome everybody that skipped and got to this the next part and get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Most of the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that the fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where we're going to go. And if you want to see more Wizard of Oz, check out that playlist right there. But really do subscribe. Hit that button right there. But even if you don't see what you want in the playlist, check out all the playlists, because I do a lot of drawings, and I may have already drawn what you're looking for. If not, give me a request and we'll see what we can do. I'm going to start off with his eyes. Just going to come right in with the top of the lids like this. I like to do them first just to see if I've got the placement. Like, I don't want them like this, you know, and that looks good to me. So now I'm going to draw the retina, the color part, like that. A little big, but that's okay. I'm going to try to hit a little pupil just a little bit in the middle. I dab it. But for the bottom of the eye, as tiny as this is, it's going to bleed. So I just kind of come in like that and kind of point towards the middle. Because anything else, like I said, it's going to start to bleed. So you got to be careful about that. Now he's got eyebrows, so let's go ahead and put him in. Expressive, super happy eyebrows. And I talked about this in the sketch that I'm not going to draw, well, I'm going to draw his nose, but that's going to be color. So I'm going to draw like a regular nose. So there's his nostrils. Then the rest we'll do with color. I'm not worried about anything else. Let me give him a smile real quick. Sorry, my phone went off. Let me give him a smile real quick. And now we're going to get creepy weird with all the lines in his face, because it is a bag, right? So I kind of need to get a little strange here. Oh, let's give him a bottom lip, just a little bit like that. So the top of his head is going to be cut off by the hat, right? So we're going to go ahead and draw that. There's the hat. So I have a start-stop point. I know where I'm going with this, right? So I'm going to draw his chin like that, but that's all I'm going to draw of it, because now it's going to kind of flow into the bag, which I guess I kind of need to do the rope too, huh? Let's do that. Let's go ahead and just define that by saying here's the rope. And the reason I'm doing that is because now we've got a place to start, to stop, and to basically guide the lines I'm about to do. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of draw his face, but with crease lines like this, like bag lines. So kind of defining that there's a bunch of wrinkles and folds. You know how I love my wrinkles and folds. All defining the edge of his face. And then we're going to draw some straw sticking out. Draw some out here too. And I'm not going to draw every single straw. I'm just going to do like this, like a clump, right? And that'll kind of show that it's there, but we're not drawing every single line, okay? You can if you want, but and after I say that, I start doing it. But basically I'm just kind of defining a few edges for his bag head. His old sack head, right? Alright, that looks pretty good to me, so I think I can switch over to the other Sharpie. Let me do a few lines for the bag here, like the sack, like oh, you know what? Sorry, it is tied. The rope is tied, so let me add another line down here for the rope, and then the ends of it, which are kind of frayed. Isn't that funny? He's afraid, the rope's afraid. Get it? Afraid, afraid. I'm afraid it's not a good joke. Okay, so like I said, now that I have that, I can let's go ahead and just do the end of the bag. That way we kind of define this part for when I switch over to this big Sharpie, that I don't have to worry about getting real technical with that big Sharpie. And that's going to be okay, because a lot of this is going to be creases and folds, because it's mostly cloth. You know, there's not armor, there's no weapons I got to draw like we normally do with figures and stuff like that. So I mean, that's good. You know, we're you know, just drawing what's in it, but this will help just kind of break it up and give us something else to draw, so to speak. All right, there we go. So let's finish it up by doing the hat, and it's just a wrinkly old wompy hat. There's the edge. See how thick this line is? That's what I was talking about when I say I want to thicken up some of my lines. And then the top, I'm going to follow his head because I want it to look like it's actually on his head. So I kind of follow this shape. Like if it was on his head, where would it be? Again, I just want to make this just a hair thicker. You don't have to do this, especially if you're working with pencil. You know, mine is 2 Sharpies, so that's why I'm trying to match where it's going. So, okay, so I've got his arms raised in like a, you know, a scarecrow position. So the shoulders up, again, cloth material, and his wrists are bound with more rope. So I'm kind of bringing it in for the cinch, and then bringing it back out. So it's kind of baggy, you know. Let's see. I know I just kind of floated the arm right there, but I'm following my sketch, so I can kind of say, well, I know where it's going to go, right? So sorry for some of the stuff I just float, but it is a sketch that I planned out. And if you plan a good sketch, it'll work for you. Okay, so, sorry, my doorbell rang and had to see what's going on. Okay, so that looks good there. And let's see, so I want the ends of it down like this. Because again, it's all cinched in, it's all tied. Like that. Again, just kind of keeping it. And I guess we can do like the rope. Like we got to do more pieces hanging down because it's tied, right? Keep it simple. Just like that. Okay, and so his hand, again, I've got some, I should probably do it with, yeah, let me draw some straw. Like I said, just kind of bulk it, you know? Just kind of bulk it out like that. And then I'll come back and add some like, separations. Like this. There we go. So it's still there, but it's not as, I can't do it with this Sharpie. As much as it's called a fine point, it's almost impossible. So I got his hand just basically dangling like this because he's a scarecrow, right? So I'm going to draw the thumb like this, and it's a glove, so we can get kind of bulky. You know, nothing too crazy. Like that. Again, it's a glove, so we're not going to get really worried about detail. You know, we're going to say that's it. That's all it's going to take. All right, so same thing over here. Oh, and I do have his shirt like cinched in because it has a rope around it there too. So I'm going to come in here and do this. Again, just to give you guides of where we are. And do his shoulder here. Again, material. Bendy in right about here, tie it off, bulky like that, down to the elbow, bring it over, down like that. Make sense? Awesome. Let's add some creases. Just like that. Just a couple. The problem is I want to do a bunch. I love creases and folds, and especially on something like this where it's like, ooh, you got it all, you know, all cinched up, and so that's going to cause more, so let's draw more, you know. So I got to limit myself. Okay, we'll say this rope is back behind, back there, right? It doesn't all have to be in the front. Like here, I did it tied like right there, right? We'll say that this one is back on the back side that you can't see. Just to mix it up, just to make it a little different. You know, it doesn't all have to be visible, it doesn't all have to be in the front. Just to change things up, that's all we're really trying to do. Or make it more, I guess, more realistic. But what's funny is a lot of times I say that and we're talking about like something from Star Wars or, you know what I mean, something that's not real, but we're trying to make it more realistic. I guess I'm just trying to say, breathe some life into it. And here again, I'm drawing some straw. This worked out pretty good for me. I wasn't too sure how I was going to draw all the straw, but doing it like this, drawing the big bulk, and then coming back and add little lines inside, that works for me. I like that. Yeah. All right. So same thing over here. Just a hand, gloved hand, just kind of hanging out. He's not on a. He's not on like whatever it holds up to Scarecrow. But I'm just saying, like, well, that's what he's used to. That's why he just stands like that, you know. Again, just drawing handy parts, gloved handy parts. There you go. I keep saying, no, we don't have to do that much. Then I start adding more lines. Okay, so again, I've got his shirt cinched in by a rope. So let's draw the rope and some hay, and then we can come back with the big Sharpie. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rope like this. And look, mine's not perfect all the way across. That's okay. It's no big deal if it's not. Speaking of knots, let's draw a knot right there. you know, I always try to make it look good, but sometimes it doesn't come out, I don't want to say not perfect, you know, even or straight, and that's okay. And that's what I'm trying to say. That's no big deal. You know, it happens. We're practicing. And sometimes it comes out awesome. Sometimes it comes out decent. So I'm not going to say terrible. I'm just say sometimes it comes out decent. So don't beat yourself up if it doesn't come out perfect, you know? Again, he's got more holes where hay is hanging out. But yeah, that's what I'm just trying to say is don't beat yourself up if you know it's not perfect. That's okay. There you go. Those are like holes in his shirt. So okay, so there I've defined a few things. So now I'm going to come back and start to bring it in. And then bring it back out because obviously it's the shirt being cinched up. But again, my favorite, creases and folds. Yeah, there you go. See, I want to do a bunch. I want to do a whole bunch more, and that's why I always have to stop myself. So stop. Don't draw all those. That's not what this video is about. And I'm thickening this line up just a little bit to differentiate it from the crease lines and the actual rope. Actually here, I see it here too. I want this thicker. There we go. Okay, now we're just going to draw pants, and it's pretty simple. It's just baggy pants. They're colored. Then we'll draw more straw down at the bottom. So just baggy pants down. Not even defining his knees. They're just kind of, you know, hanging loosely. Let's do both sides just so we kind of get a feel for how he's standing. Right? Again, see, I just want him to look like big baggy pants. Good. I want to go further, but I need to do some hay before I go too far. So there, just again trying to make it look like just loose baggy hanging pants, you know. Then we'll do the little patches with color and stuff like that. Okay, so there's a lot of hay here, so I'm gonna do this. And then come back. Now watch. I'm making this up. I have no idea if this is going to work. I'm just kind of doing something. It looks like fur right now, but we're going to see what I can do about that. Okay, I like that. I like that. So let me come back and add like more specific points for the fur. Now, I don't think I'm going to draw every single one of them like I did there. I think I'm going to come in and do like the bulk, the edges. Maybe do like this, just to make it look like it's full. Because here, I think it's such a clump where those are singular little ones. This feels like such a clump that I don't want to draw all of them. It's like almost like they're so compact and together that it feels like one solid object. That's what I'm going for. Right, and then we're going to come back with color to define that. But there, that way it still feels light. It still feels like it's individual units, that are so compact together that it looks like one complete thing, right? I like it. I like it. Okay, so let's do the same thing here. Just clumps of straw. That we'll define later with color. And here I got more points than I did over there, so that's why I'm just kind of just following what I did. All right, how's yours coming out? Yeah, I like it. I like it. Okay, so now we're just going to draw his boots, and he's just got kind of pointy old shoes. Kind of come down here for the heel. Same thing here. There's that heel. And then we're going to come down for the foot, but then swoop it up for the point. And then point. Bottom to the heel like that. And I'll define that more in a second. Same thing. Up to the point. I'm more of a puller than a pusher, so I'm going to come back from this way. Like that. So we're going to say it kind of comes down, does one of these. And just kind of do like that, just kind of define that it's the edge. And there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is the Scarecrow from the Wizard of Oz.
So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.